So fitness for me is a way of life, right? So it's always been something that gives me joy. It gives me just a passion for movement. It challenges how I think. It challenges who I am. It's been a part of who I am since I've been little. I've been a part of athletics, and then growing up. Now, honestly, every time I step on that fitness floor and I'm able to do something new, I have a greater appreciation of movement in general. My favorite thing about being a trainer is teaching people just to love fitness, to love movements. I love just helping them reach their results, get into their goals. But more than that, it's not about reaching results. It's more about who they become as a result of that. How they just become more confident, how they become stronger mentally through this, and just being able to see what their body is capable of doing. I love seeing that transformation from within, honestly, more than I do even on the surface. That to me is what's gonna help keep them moving and help keep them just continuing to grow. So about 7 years ago, I got injured, and what started out as a minor injury became more of a severe injury, shortly after becoming pregnant with my son. It impacted everything I did. It impacted my ability to move. It impacted just how I felt, my moods. But greater than that, it started impacting my marriage. I was in a lot of pain, and people didn't know about it. When I went to doctor's visits or different therapists, none of them could figure out how to fix it or how to help me, really. So I felt like I was just stuck in my pain. I became almost hopeless. I didn't know where to turn anymore. And I was falling into places of feeling like, God, you called me to do these things. I thought that I was supposed to be a fitness professional, personal trainer. I thought that this is what I was supposed to do, and here I am standing, and I can't even stand. I can't even move hardly, and I'm over here trying to teach people how to move, and yet I can't even help myself. I felt disqualified. I felt like a failure. I felt hopeless, really, in the outcome of this. So I started to resent movement. I started to not enjoy it anymore. I started to be upset with God about it, and I was at a deep, dark place where I literally had to lean on God for strength, but I didn't know how to do that because at the same time I was frustrated with Him. Soon after that, I ended up getting a divorce. I wish a divorce on nobody. It's the worst thing I could imagine people would go through. And so then I was just broken. To say I was a broken mess was an understatement. I was shattered. I felt like, God took everything from me. I felt like I couldn't move. I lost my family. I was broken. I didn't know what my future was holding. I literally felt hopeless. I couldn't get from one day to the next. I would say that hopelessness and depression were a familiar feeling for me. I would literally cry in the car, walk into the gym and try to train people with a smile on, like they didn't even know. But I remember crying even day after day for about a year. I was at a place where I really truly felt abandoned by God. I didn't know where He was at. I didn't know why things were happening the way they were happening. And I was just at an all-time low, to the point, honestly, where I just felt like I wanted to give up, not knowing what's next, missing my kids, missing my family, but still having to get somehow forward to the next day. But there were days where I felt like, God, you could take it all away. Like I already lost the most important things that I feel like give me life. I didn't want to be here anymore. God started showing me that He wasn't going to give up on me. In my broken nights where I would just cry out to Him in pain, He would meet me there. He would really start to show me his love when I would start opening the Bible and reading through it. And he would just show me who he is. His love, honestly, is what started changing me and started healing me. And it was like a thing where, you know, they talk about his love, even the word talks about his love surpassing all understanding and his peace. I felt that, you know, and that's literally what got me through one day after the next day. A huge part of helping me get through things and a huge part of him showing me his love was through my kids. So the times that I had with them, and even now, still today, that just who they are, he was showing me himself and his love through them. I really want my kids to see his love. You know, I want them to experience it for themselves like I got to experience it. And it's something that brought healing to my life, but it's also something that will help me never lose sight of who God is, you know, and his love is what keeps me grounded. It what keeps me forward. And I really want them to know that he's real and that he's constantly chasing after them and that he's not letting go of them and that he's gonna pick them up when they fall, that it's not something that they have to do on their own. This life is not meant for us to do on our own. Like, he's the one that wants to be a part of everything, and he's been showing that to me, and he's been really truly been my strength now in everything that I do. I'm not going to look back and become self-sufficient in the things that I once did before, you know, thinking that I'm this strong fitness girl or I'm this person or that I have all these things or I have this great family. You know, all those things will go. All those things have shown me that they don't stand on their own. They're not the things that give me life. They're not the things that make me who I am, but it's him. God is the one that's going to still stand. Those things will fall. My health might fail, but he will never fail. And I really hope my kids can see that. I really hope that they too will believe that for themselves. But coming to the end of myself was the worst place for me to ever be in, but it was also the best place for me to be in because I truly saw God for who he is. And it made me a whole new person, and it pushed me, it challenged me, it forced me to grow, but this time not growing in my own capabilities or in my own strength, but it allowed me to see his power and his strength and grow in him. So now I'm not self-sufficient. I'm sufficient in him. I'm enough because he is enough. He's the thing that gives me life.